everyone, this is Eric at Galloway Precision. We're going to do our new Bodyguard 2.0 trigger install. This is for the Bodyguard 2.0 only. The 2.0 series shares nothing with the original Bodyguard 380, okay? This is a striker fired gun. That gun, the old one, is a double action only. They're both 380 and made by Smith & Wesson. That's about it, okay? Everything about this is different. The way it functions, the way it comes apart is very similar to the service pistol side of the M&P line, the double stack guns that originally started the M&P line. But it's got a little bit of a quirky thing in it on the inside. We'll show that here in a few minutes. I actually kind of like it. I think it's a good idea. You know, it's to each their own, I guess. But it's a neat idea, a neat fix for an aggravating problem with a trigger return spring. Alright, so go ahead and knock it open. Next slide, we won't be needing it. Let's go ahead and pop this dude loose. Alright. Now you need a 3/32 punch because there's 1, 2, 3 roll pins that hold the frame and chassis together, and then there's the trigger pin slash slide lever slash locking block pin, whatever you want to call it, and it comes out relatively easy with like a 1/16. We're gonna leave it in until we get these pins out, just because we're gonna be beating and banging on it. These can be really in there, so make sure you've got it facing a wall, so if the pin goes flying, hopefully it goes flying towards the back of the wall rather than under your bench or wherever you're working, ends up somewhere in never land to never be seen again. Alright, they're the same size, same length, so you don't have to worry about keeping up with the order. Just keep up with all three of them and you're good. Alright, take our 1/16. Alright, push it out to the left. Alright, it's kind of a odd, small diameter, big head, very thin pin. Alright, now when you pull this out, nothing's going to fly out. Alright, the lever's now loose, the trigger's loose, the locking block's loose, and the fire control's loose. So what we're going to start with is we're going to just lever the locking block up and out. Set it over here. You'll see the slide lock spring and the spring that takes your, or tensions your, retains your slide lock or takedown lever. Alright. Now this is ready to come up and out, but you gotta have the fire control has to come out to get you enough clearance. This is the same whether it's a manual safety or just a regular striker gun type setup. So you can set this off to the side. Your slide lock lever. We won't need this guy for right now. If you take this and you sort of wiggle him slightly, he should pop right out. Okay, just like that. Right, it's got the odd little shape there. Fire control goes there. Now, you can pop your spring loose here if you want, doesn't really matter. We're going to take the whole thing out with our 3/32 punch, which is MIA all of a sudden. There we go. And you'll see this little kind of bronze colored sleeve, alright? Take and put him on something firm and you can just sort of push him out, right? Trigger return spring falls out, and if you'll notice, it's tapered, alright? One side's much bigger than the other. We'll go over that here in a second. So hold on to this sleeve, we're going to reuse it. And we're going to reuse this top pin, that's your trigger bar pin, alright? It is knurled and it comes out the left side on all the test units we've had. So we're just going to lay it flat. I'm going to take a smaller punch and knock him out. Right? Fancy little 2mm pin. We don't need that anymore. We can set him off to the side. Now, I'm going to use this black trigger because it's already out of the package. We put a little taper in this trigger so this can push in and it'll sort of stop. You take this and you can slide that in. Now, there's no real tricks to this. There's no magic. Just push as hard as you can until it stops. Put it on something firm and use your body weight to seat it, okay? Something firm. Looks like solid wood right there. The block's not a good choice. And then you just tap it in and the knurl locks it in place, alright? Now we're going to mess with this sleeve, this little bronze sleeve. So this is a pain in the butt if you fight with it. Excuse me, I'm going to put it on this side. Get it started. Because it's, this is usually the most aggravating part. On our triggers, the factory one's not the same, but on our triggers you more or less just sit this thing down in a hole. You can take your punch and just line it up slightly and push it straight through, okay? Because we have enough room down here that you get away with. The factory trigger is a little more aggravating, but you can get away with that with ours, alright? Take this guy, hook him on, alright? Trigger turn spring's now on. I'm going to take my handy dandy masking tape, hook this guy in, alright? You can see in there he's got that pin. It's on that sear area. Slide the trigger in. We're going to get this guy situated and push him down. The trigger's just sort of floating in space. Take our slide lock lever. It only fits one way, okay? And then this can be a little bit of a pain sometimes because you got to sort of pull up on this trigger bar to get this guy above the locking block. And there's little notches the locking block wants to go in. You can see how it's kind of hung up on the back edge. It's just a really weird design. Well, it's going to fight me tooth and nail. If it had teeth or nails, I guess. Alright. There we go. Okay. Like I said, it can be a little bit aggravating. Don't let it get the better of you. So we're going to use this pin. I'm going to go ahead and start these guys. That one is really tight. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Remember, you can slide this guy around and he'll move. Take your trigger and you can lever him until you get everything lined up there. Oh. There we go. All right. Okay. All that's installed, the trigger has its own built-in pre-travel and post-travel. So all the thought process on that's done for you. Roll that guy around, you can just sort of push him and he'll pop back in. And now you have a nice, short, crisp little break. It's shorter than factory and the post-travel is extremely limited. If you had to fit this to this gun, this notch right here is going to be your post-travel limit, okay? Should not need to fit anything up here. There's quite a built into it. These seem to be really consistent on this wall. This seemed to be a much higher quality molding and component wise than the older Bodyguard that really just had wild tolerances from everything being molded and memmed and cast with very, very little machining done to it. They definitely, I think, did a better job with this one. So anyway, I hope that helps these are pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's got a little quirk with that trigger return spring. I actually like it though. I would say it'll probably work its way into the new M&P line updates that they do on it through the years coming up. I think it'll be a worthwhile one. Anyway, as always, be safe, be accurate, and God bless.